Hey, welcome back YouTube. This is Steven, the Idaho Fabricator. Today we're not fabricating anything. We're going to observe and learn a little bit about training canine dogs in police work. So it's going to be fun. Stay tuned. I'll see you in a minute. Right now we are heading into Kentucky, and today we're riding with my son Gary. He's a canine officer, and we are in a Chevrolet Tahoe, and I thought I'd take a minute to show you some of this stuff. This right here, this is a pinch collar, Gary?
Yeah, pinch.
Okay, pinch collar. And when do you use this guy?
When corrections are needed, more obedience. When I'm walking them through around people, things like that.
Okay, all right. And then there's another collar here. This one looks kind of nasty. I don't think I'd want to wear this one.
It's not bad. That's an e-collar.
Okay.
We use that to send light stimulations to him from a distance, kind of like an invisible leash, so that I can tell him to come back to me, sit, stay from a ways away, turn left, turn right, do that kind of thing.
So it doesn't hurt him, it just...
Nope, sends a light stimulation, has the ability to, but keep ours, we use it as a tool, not a corrective device.
Okay, all right. And then... what does this guy here do?
That's the controller for that e-collar. So it has different buttons. One button does vibrate, which is usually a preparatory for something I'm going to tell him, or it gets his attention. I vibrate.
Okay.
And then the other button on the side is what actually sends in the stimulation. And the dial on the top is the different levels.
The intensity. Okay. Yep. That's pretty cool.
It goes all the way up to 127, but we operate about on an 8.
Okay. And then you got all kinds of microphones here. There's one here. What's this for?
It's a barcode reader for IDs. So when I write a citation, things like that, I can scan the ID and it automatically uploads all their information into my computer.
Okay. And then is this your radio mic or
PA system?
PA. Okay.
Yeah.
And well, that's pretty obvious there. It's a phone. And then GPS looks like.
Yep.
Okay. And then this deal over here on your dash, is that your radar unit?
That's the radar.
Okay.
Speed in the green is me, 74 or 75 miles an hour. The speed on the left is the vehicle in front of me going the same direction, which they're going 78, 79 to 80 now. And then the middle is when I lock something in, the fast vehicle goes in there.
Okay. And then this guy up here, that's just your camera?
Yep, that's my camera.
Okay. Now you can, when does that turn on? All the time, or what's the deal on that?
I can manually turn it on whenever I want, or it automatically turns on when I activate all my emergency equipment. My lights and sirens turn on, it turns on.
Okay. Alright. And the rest of this stuff here is just general stuff. Binoculars. And Kuno is in the back there. He's laying down.
Yeah.
And so this should be a fun day, guys. Okay, everybody. We're back. I guess they don't have a whole lot of money in Hopkinsville for an actual place for training their animals, so we just drive around and find a place where there's nobody, and that looks like this place here. It's kind of a construction site, and so I guess Gary will set up for training. Right now he's got these lock cabinets, and in each one there is there's drugs. So different kinds of drugs. Crack in that box, and then heroin in the middle one, and then meth in the so they have different amounts.
Yep.
Is that right?
It's just so we inventory, keep track of everything we have.
Okay. And then, so Kuno, what is Kuno trained to detect exactly?
He's a dual-purpose dog, so he's trained in locating narcotics, which is methamphetamine, ecstasy, heroin, cocaine, and marijuana, as well as apprehension dogs. So he'll locate odor of man, and I say man, he'll locate woman as well. I just say man. So he's trained in tracking and apprehension as well.
Okay. All right. So right now so what do you look for a place to hide this stuff, and then
we try to simulate real world calls and where suspects would hide narcotics. We try to simulate things like if foot pursuit, somebody would throw drugs.
okay.
And then we try to push the dogs as far as we can to see how amazing they are sometimes. So we will hide dope as deep as we can, as hard as we can, and just let them work through that problem and let them learn that they're kind of work through problems and watch them try to source the odor, find out where that odor, that narcotic odor, is coming from.
Okay.
And we just use different things, PVC, these magnetic trays. We put the narcotic in, and then we put it up under a car or anything metal, obviously. We use different things. I mean, everything, old medicine, you know, bottles, prescription bottles.
Now, can he like find it like wrapped up in a Ziploc bag and wrapped in aluminum foil and all that?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. How long was Kuno? Was Kuno in school learning all this stuff?
I mean, they start training police work, if you will, from the time they're pups, being taught how to bite on a tug and a rag and all that. But Kuno and I went to school for 6 weeks. We went to Von Lick Kennels in Indiana. So we went to that school together.
Now, what breed of dog is Kuno?
He's a Belgian Malinois, and he comes from Poland. Poland's
Okay.
where he comes from.
Is that the preferred breed for this kind of work?
It's the dogs we prefer. They're a little, they're extremely high drive. They're a little smaller than the Shepherd, than the German Shepherd. They have less genetic problems like hips and joints that the German Shepherds are getting. They're a little smaller, and which is nicer for us when we're having to lug them over fences, up into attics, things like that, carry them, pick them up. They're super fast, and they have a shorter hair, which lets them cool a little easier, especially in this hot weather. It lets them kind of get ready to work again after you work them for a little bit. They're not so tired because of the long coat, like, you know, more of the Shepherds have a long coat, so they stay cool a little bit longer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are we doing right now? We're just kind of waiting for your other dog handlers to come?
Waiting for them to show up, and I'm just trying to set up a couple venues, trying to think of where I want to put the dope.
All right. Well, stay tuned, guys. We're going to see how Kuno works. Okay, guys, here's what's going on. They planted 4 little containers of dope for the dog to find, and they're letting the dog look for them.
This, Justin, proprioception. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good one. That's a good boy.
Looks like he found it.
That's a good boy.
It's funny, they the biggest treat for them dogs is getting their rubber toy.
Proprioception.
Ow.
So he's all excited.
That's a good boy. Got that one. Good boy. Come on.
Hey, Tim. That's your right boundary.
Okay.
Here. Left boundary is going to be the opposite side of this bundle, this group. You know where that high one is.
So right now the dog is, there's 3 more hidden items,
One is right over there.
and he's running around.
Handbox.
Yeah.
I figured since she's having trouble going high,
I think we
that
got,
little pipe will let her put her paws on it and be comfortable for her.
We got 4 dogs here today.
Paws on it. Hey, you're-
So right now we're working one dog. The handler is the big guy in the red t-shirt. I wish I had a steady cam, but I'll try and hold it as steady as I can for you guys. He's smelling, looking. He's on something. He's just trying to narrow it down.
He's out, but he's probably in it. Probably an odor. The wind's pushing that way.
It's just amazing. So according to Gary, he's in the scent of it, but wind direction and stuff affects it. He's working hard. Oh, now he's got to go poop.
Distractors.
See, the dog wanted to go poop, but handler got him back on track. When is he gonna find it? I have trouble finding my keys when I drop them. All right, he's sniffing. It's just amazing. They can.
Probably 4 inches down under, not 4 inches of gravel.
So I guess what they're training today, one of the aspects is buried dope. So I guess the dogs have been having a little trouble finding that. So one of the training assignments today is to find it in the ground, buried. Teach the dogs to look for it there. He's digging a little bit. His tail's a wagging. Oh, see, he saw it. He found it. Good dog.
Here, buddy.
All right.
Buried?
Yeah. Good boy, black.
Okay, looks like
I don't remember. I have to look.
Kuno found it. And now let's see if Kuno can find a buried dope.
Not yet. He's just working the area. I'm looking for that change of behavior like that, where he snaps his neck and goes back, and
Okay.
he slows down,
I feel like you're a bitch. Here, you drop something.
and he works pretty fast.
You know,
So
honestly, I think it's because he hit me and knocked me
he'll
down.
work surrounding areas and
Right there.
try to eliminate where that odor was coming from. And usually he works himself
I think
back
she
to
was
it.
pissed off from the first time.
I try to give him his head and let him work.
And, you know, I ended up the only place
Give
I
him
ended
his
up
head.
bruising
What's
was
that
my
mean?
ass.
Not give him directions. Let him be.
Oh, in control, kind of.
Get out of here.
the
Get an
hunt.
interview here. Get out of here.
I missed it.
And he's going back over here. Kuno, you're going in the wrong place.
Here, buddy. Here. You go. What you got?
Okay, so it's in the ground, it's right about in there where he just stepped. So let's see if he finds it. What are you doing over there, Kuno? Get back over here. Smell the dope. The dog's all over the place looking.
Here.
So he gives him a signal, kind of, okay, I want you to look around here.
Here.
And then he's pointing low because he wants the dog to get used to looking low. That's why they do this training, to help the dogs get better at. It's in the dirt. He knows it's close. We're looking for a change in behavior. Man, that nose is working. How much is buried? What amount?
I think 5 grams if I remember it, but I don't remember.
5 grams. So that's not a whole lot. You see, he's giving him little ground signals.
Booyah!
Kind of forcing the dog to look down.
Ah! Yep. How deep is it? 4 or 5 inches. And it's
Well,
packed.
Yeah, that's like.
So he had trouble. He couldn't find it. It's 4 or 5 inches underground and
Bop.
in hard packed soil.
4 to 5 fucking inches.
Okay, now he's going to be going over to the. There's another magnetic can, and
Here.
it's on top of that, on the end of this barrel. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of a gray, or not gray, tan colored metal box with magnets. Let's see if Kuno finds it. Looking for a change in behavior. Oh, there he got it. Good boy.
Yes, good. Right. Here. Good. Where exactly is it at? Buried on the low side of that gravel little hill.
Everybody touches that
Right
cement
there,
pad.
where's-
Everybody touches that cement pad if you noticed.
Well,
Patterning maybe?
I would say the first dog hits it, so the second dog hits it, third dog hits it. Bowie worked it pretty hard, so Kuno's gonna come
Well,
and smell it.
I did present the stone trying to get her to work her way down to odor.
Now, does it change that the other dogs have been here? Each
Yeah.
dog smells the other dog?
Probably, yeah.
And see, mine just came out of heat, so that may be a factor with some of them too.
No, they all seem to be working fine.
Yeah. He's trying to figure it out, and to him, he thinks it's somewhere in this pile. And that's why he keeps going back to it.
We need to go get some.
Call it Mitch. Because he's been over it twice, smelled around it. Well, try and detail. Here. Check here.
Well, he got it there.
He found it.
I'll give it.
Yeah.
Woo! Chicka boys.
Good dog. He found it. I'll show you what they were looking for, guys. So
5 grams of meth.
5 grams of meth.
5 grams of meth, about 5 inches into the gravel.
Those have been the 2 odors. No, heroin. She hasn't missed meth. That's the first time on meth.
And you got to log everything down.
Yeah, all the weights where it was, if they hit, don't hit, alert or not. So we do training logs with every training session.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows? You probably hit him on a 40. You'd be like, I know you're trying to tell me something. I don't know what you're
All
talking
right.
about. This guy, 15.
Well, let's see if
him up for a day.
let's see if the dog can find that dope up on that
He's a hot dog. You
metal
put a bun on
cylinder.
them motherfuckers. He's a hot dog. You can't work the dog on leash. You have to use a long run. So you're gonna have to try and you have to mix it up. So that the dog understands it's okay to still work that way. Good boys. Off. Aufliegen. Off. Good. You fly. Or not. Shoot. Here. Wind's coming this way. I would imagine the odor comes probably somewhere around here. So deploying him over there, you probably won't find it as quick as if he was down this way. You can catch it. I know it's wind. 60.
You found it.
Woo! Chicka boys, chicka boys, chicka boys, chicka boys, chicka boys, chicka boys. Wow, chicka boys.
We're good.
So like Kuno missed that deep buried hide, and I allow him to miss it. I mean, they do miss things. They're animals, just like we miss things. But the last thing I want to do is talk him into it. I don't want him to sit where the drugs are because I told him to. Because in the real world, then he's going to want to sit anytime I detail something or present something, some kind of productive area where odor's known to be or most likely to be. He'll sit just because I do my fingers. I present something. I don't want him to sit because I tell him to. I want him to sit because he found the odor of narcotics.
So when you say detail or present, you mean just like point to an area?
We use scanning is away from an object that we want him to, so we like flicking a booger off your finger. We just want him to go in those areas, and that scanning detail is up high and we touch. Look here, look here, look here.
Okay.
So there's times in training where we want to present and detail odor and things like that, but he knows, you know, I don't want to ever encourage any kind of falsing or him to sit just because I tell him to. That's not what we want. I want him to detail an area to look for that odor, not to go to that area just to sit for a reward, because dogs are cheaters and they do whatever they can to get their toy.
Now, how do you differentiate for your dog between looking for dope when you get him out of the car or looking for a person?
One is which side of the car I take him out on. My driver's side is looking for a man. The passenger side is looking for narcotics. 2 hides.
There's 2 hides.
2 hides in that open area.
There is 2 hides.
Okay.
So if I pull him out my driver's side door, he knows coming out the driver's side door I'm looking for a man. Passenger side is looking for dope, and it goes off of my pitch, tone, and inflection. So how I talk to him. Dope is fun. Dope is high pitch, and it's playtime. Out the other side, you kind of talk in a pirate voice, down deep, grumble. So he knows. So he's gonna go off of my pitch, tone, and inflection, my demeanor, my posturing, as well as which side of the vehicle he gets out of.
Okay. And like if you're in a tussle with a suspect, he'll get that suspect off of you?
I sure hope so.
All right. All right, guys, we're in a new kind of training. So Gary, what are we doing back here?
We're gonna do civil fines for man, focusing on door bottoms. What I mean by civil is there's not gonna be an actual bite. He's gonna have control of his dog, and we're just looking for that. I'll agitate him a little bit, let that dog let that dog win, but he's not going to get a bite. But he's gonna get that pressure.
Now, what do you mean agitate him a little bit?
Come at him aggressively. I want him to just kind of work the dog, decoy with the dog a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll end with the dog driving me into the back of the room, so that the dog ends as the victor.
So they just come along. The dog will just come along and sniff the bottom of the door.
That's what we're focusing on. That comes with patterning. But he's gonna, if his dog's already patterning, you'll see the dog hit the corner and work his way across the door bottom. That's what we want the dog to do on his own. Kind of related to the real world, if we send our dog in a house and we're at the front door letting our dog search. When that dog sniffs these door bottoms and he knows the bad guy's hidden behind this door, he'll stay at this door, won't leave this door, and he will alert at this door with an aggressive alert. So he'll be scratching, barking, doing everything he can to try to get in that door.
Okay.
And that lets us know, on the other side of the house or downstairs or whatever, that, oh, yeah, there's somebody behind the door. We need to start working our way to the dog.
Okay.
So we're going here. You can come in here. We're going to go in here and just fill this room with, I'm going to close the door.
Okay.
Watch out.
Turn the light on. So we're just going to let our scent kind of
Pool in here. The dog's a younger dog, and we're trying to work on the odor, so I'm going to be right at the door. So when he puts his nose at the door,
Okay.
he doesn't have to work too hard to smell me. So hopefully it just kind of makes it easy. But that's it. We're going to give it a few minutes. Let my odor kind of overwhelm this little area and start coming out of that door seam, and wait for him to come by me.
Okay. So is he already on his way right now?
No. He'll give me a few minutes
Okay.
before he comes.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back live. I'm gonna get in the corner because I kind of don't want to get bit, and so we're just gonna sit here for a minute.
Dixon County Canine! Come out with your hands up or release my dog. My dog will bite! Dixon County Canine! Come out with your hands up or release my dog. My dog will bite! Dixon County Canine! Come out with your hands up or release my dog. My dog will bite!
You got her?
What you got? All right, come on, I got control. What you got? What you got, girl? What you got?
Get out of here!
Oh, what you got, girl? What you got?
Give her a little bit.
Oh, what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, girl. What you got?
Let her drag me in.
Okay. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Oh, that is the kid.
Alright, keep going. Keep pumping her up. Get her comfortable.
What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, that's a good girl. What you got? Oh,
Let her work through it.
that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Oh, what you got, girl? Oh, that's a good girl. Oh, that's a good girl.
she lunges at me, I'm gonna go dead and then get her out of here on a big high. So we're gonna give her just a little bit, let her lunge.
Okay, that's
Barely.
a good girl. That's a good girl. What you got? Oh, that's a good girl. Ooh, that's a good girl. Come on, Nick. Oh, that's a good girl. Woo, that's a good girl. That's a good girl.
She has problems with loud noises.
Okay, so it was good training exercise.
Yeah, as you can see, she wanted to disengage when that loud noise happened. And that's something we've been working on with her.
She's a young dog. So.
She's very young, and apparently they had an issue, something, so it brings up a bad memory for her, so the loud noise shocked her, so.
Okay. Right now we got another officer hiding in the room. And this time it's Kuno's turn.
No, please, Park 219! Come on down! Dobby San Antonio, and you will be back! Steal. Come on, please, Park 219! Come on down! Dobby San Antonio, and you will be back! Steal. Here! Present some door bottoms. Here. 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 Oh, what you got? Here. Oh, what you got? Oh, what you got, buddy? Yeah, but off is good. Buddy. Good. What you got? Good. Yeah, but good. Good. Go ahead. Yeah, but off. You can open. Good. Oh, yes, good.
Get away!
Good.
Get away!
Yeah, but off.
Get away!
Good. Yes, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, but off.
Get away!
Oh, yes.
Get it!
Oh, yes.
Get away!
Watch him now. He's
Get away!
fast. Watch your hands.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Get away!
Yeah, but off.
Get away!
Whenever you want, just go dead stare and I'll take him out of here. Coming out your way. Oh, good. I'm going to let him lunge a little bit. Just give me a verbal. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Oh,
Okay, I'm giving
oh yeah, but off is good. Coming out. Oh, yeah, but off good. Woo, that's a good man. Yeah, that's a good.
Well, as you can see, he really wanted the bad guy. Only in this case, the bad guy was a good guy, pretending to be a bad guy, which is a good thing. All right, so we're going to do some bite work. I guess I'll let Gary kind of explain what we're doing here.
It's all broken. Yeah. I don't know why they brought this suit.
I've got mine, but I think mine's a little bit heavier than this one.
Yeah, I don't want that.
That's one way to put on some weight.
Yeah. It's a way to lose weight in the summer. This thing makes you sweat.
You want to help him out? I'm going to go get her ready.
Yeah. I can do most of them.
Real nice of the county fairgrounds to let us use this auditorium for.
Oh, he's tight.
It's raining outside, so you just got to be flexible in training, and so if you can't do it outside, you do inside training.
Hang out.
Where do you want me to be?
Well, yeah, if you just want to be right there, that's fine.
Okay.
She'll focus on me once he sees me in a bike suit. He's not very confident on the bike, so that's what we're trying to work on. The slick floor is an environmental change for her. So I just want to get her on the bike. I'll ski her once, try to.
Okay.
Get her on the bike and just keep her calm.
And when you say get her on the bite, I mean she's like clamped onto your sleeve or?
Yeah.
Okay. Now explain to me, you said something earlier like you want the dog to be happy?
Yeah,
Or-
I mean, you see it, their tails are wagging the whole time while they're biting. Well, our dogs are. And I know she has confidence issues, so we're gonna work on that. But that happiness comes with, you know, being calm and comfortable on the bite. So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be applying pressure, you know, yelling at her, doing all that.
okay,
She's
so,
just gonna grab me and Daddy's gonna pet her and tell her everything's okay.
so did you learn practice to run in that suit?
Yeah.
Oh, what you got? What you got? You just want me to let her go?
Yeah.
There we go. Sleep again. Oh, good. That's good. Good. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Put her on your 6-footer
Okay.
and just hold her, and I'm gonna walk in and just feed her the back of my arm. Just, yes, plan out.
Oh, that's a good girl.
Keep her calm, petting, good.
Girl. Good girl.
If she's pulling away from me,
Uh-huh.
don't say nothing. We don't wanna encourage that. If she's driving into you, that's, oh. Nope. I can see her bite and I can't feel it.
Yeah.
So you gotta tell me if it's a full
No,
down.
no, it's not. It's
Okay.
not.
Encourage it, try to put back pressure on her. Pull her down. Okay. If she loses it, she doesn't get it back.
Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl.
Oh.
Oh. Good girl.
That biting, typewriter, we don't want to encourage.
Okay.
So if she's moving around, don't say nothing. She doesn't get it. If she gets off the bite, she gets dragged out of here.
Okay.
She doesn't know the consequences for letting go.
Good girl.
Nope. Oh, good. That's it, full mouth. If it feels more full mouth, take her off. Tell her good stelling, good stelling. She'll
Good
take her off.
stelling, good stelling.
She's still not tight. You have a leather flat, drag her out of here.
Yeah, no, I
You
don't.
don't?
The last one I had. Come on, good girl. We done?
Yeah, for right now.
Okay. Go, good girl. I'll tell you what's going on. Come on. Good girl.
so how'd that go?
Well, the issues are she typewriters, which means she moves around. We don't want that. We want you to, as soon as you get that bite, you stay on that bite no matter what. And if you're gonna move, we want you to drive in. And the theory is, for instance, like the winter time, if we send our dog on a bad guy and they just grab the first thing, and it could be just a puffy jacket like this. We don't want our dogs grabbing the jacket and pulling because there may not be any kind of pain compliance. We want our dogs to drive in and continue pushing in so they get the man and you get the pain compliance so that you can gain control over your suspect. So the typewriting, the movement, it allows the suspect to, you know, move away, get rid of their jacket. We want that dog trying to eat straight through the man, straight through the bad guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So there's certain things, you know, we're dealing with a slick floor, which environmentally for that dog, It's not comfortable, so we need to go to a carpeted room or something and work that same thing to where she's more comfortable, because she wasn't comfortable here.
Okay, so what's the difference between the bite sleeve scenario and the suit scenario? We did the suit, and now we're going to do the bite sleeve. What's that all about?
The suit basically allows the dog to bite anywhere it wants to.
Okay.
Leg, back, arms. The bite sleeve, basically, you want the dog to target the sleeve with the arm with the sleeve.
Okay.
So
if the bad guy's making a threat with his arm.
yeah, the dog will go after the arm.
Okay.
So, and you'll see later on them use a hidden sleeve, which doesn't allow the dog to see a sleeve at all.
Okay, so
It'll be under clothing and stuff like that. So, and then basically, you're just making sure the dog's not fixing on the equipment. You want the dog to fix on the man, not the equipment.
gotcha. Well, that makes sense.
So,
All right, so
but with the sleeve, the dog's he's got to make sure the dog targets the arm.
okay. So your dog's going to try the sleeve scenario.
I believe what he's going to do is wait on Sergeant Rodriguez or Tim Merrick to show up with their dogs, and they're going to run a scenario going
Okay.
over there.
When they get here,
All right.
it's going live. So
Oh, when they get here, they're going live?
Okay. All right, guys. In this scenario, the Gary's hiding in the gymnasium. He's got a bite sleeve on, and we're gonna go find the bad guy. So here we go.
off! Off! I'm going to K-9K. What are you doing? Hey, let me see your hands. Hey, walk out to me.
Not gonna happen.
You got a sleeve close, or how are we playing? Okay. Well, listen to me. Just come out this way and let me talk to you.
Not gonna happen.
Hey, listen. Come on. I don't want you to get hurt. Just come out.
Get hurt, you can send that dog.
Huh?
You can send that dog. Come on.
No. Come on.
Not moving.
Come on.
Not doing it.
Listen, man. I don't want you getting hurt.
Come on.
You're gonna get hurt.
No, I won't.
Listen to me.
Not
Just
with
come
that
out.
Chihuahua. Come on.
Let me see your hands.
Come on.
Get your hand out of your pocket. You're gonna get bit.
Come on.
Stealing! Stealing him! Can't get traction. Lose your hands! Come on to me! Come on to my voice! You better come out to me. Let me see you. Come out to the light. You see him?
In the back of that room.
Hey! Wait! Stop fighting dog! Oh, good stand. Yeah, it's a good stand. Bathroom left. Bathroom's clear. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good, boys.
You trying to eat them off?
Yeah, yep, when you're ready. You got it. Good. At us. Los! Fight! Fight! Platz! At here. Platz! Platz! Here. Here! Here. Here. Here, buddy. Here. Off me again. You lie. You lie. Good boy. Come
Come on, you rub your bit times 2 more. Off! Boot! Off!
It's part of the scenario.
Except for he didn't,
What?
he didn't give Gary a chance.
Hey, he didn't have his sleeve.
You better.
Yes! Oh, you got a dog chasing after you.
Yes!
I was gonna say Gary cleared that pretty quick.
Where do you get that sleeve from? That's a nice sleeve. Clear. Oh!
I've let him drive.
Huh?
I've let him drive in. Oh! He didn't like that door closing behind him, so I was trying to work it in and out.
Good boy. That's a good boy. Oh, good boy. Good dog out. Good boy. Yes, sir. Good boy. Oh, God. Oh, good. Oh, good boy.
Hey, how did you jump
Yes,
over
sir.
here or how'd you get around?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes.
Jump the table.
Good boy. Ah, good. Yeah, buddy.
I'm like, you
That's
must
a
have cleared that
practice
table
good.
quick. He's on.
That's how he got over. Oh, good boy.
This way.
I don't know.
No, he jumped the table. He followed me.
He's an on-lead canine.
He's on me. I'm gonna go put him up.
Okay, so my question is, so after those little bite scenarios, it seems like you guys kind of get together and talk about what happened, what went right, what went wrong, kind of a training issue.
Yeah, we talked about any deficiencies one of us saw. He may not see most of what his dog is doing because the decoy will be working the dog, so he may be in a different room. So I may bring up something that I saw or felt in his dog that he didn't see, and he may bring up something that, hey, he wants to work on, or what our focus needs to be. So we always talk about the scenario afterwards. If it went well, if it didn't go good, what we need to work on, and what we need to do for the next venue. So
Okay.
that's about it.
With a venue like that, even if it wasn't like that, the decoy is actually training the dog. The decoy is right there face to face with the dog. A good decoy knows what the dog needs. For instance, Deputy Simmons' dog is a younger dog. She can't handle the pressure Kuno or Bowie or Athos can handle right now. She hasn't been on the street as long as they have. But a good decoy will recognize that in a certain scenario like that. I'm sure Gary could have beat the far out of Bowie. He's not coming off that body. Like he said, what was up with the dog?
He didn't like the door closing behind him, it getting dark or the door closing. So I worked him in and out of the room a few times, letting him win. Let him go out in the daylight and push me back in. We did that 2 or 3 times, and then it wasn't an issue. It was he moved away from the door and circled around. If that makes sense. So he's moving away from the door closing on him.
Do you think it was environmental or just being hit with the door?
I don't know.
Because I haven't seen any environmental issues in the dark.
It wasn't the pressure. Everything was the same. It was just him moving his body around away from the door. You know, so he didn't let up on pressure. Bite was good, but eyes went to the door and his body went away from the door. So that's why I worked him in and around the door a little bit, and then it wasn't an issue. He didn't care.
Did Danny run that scenario?
No. The only thing we did is in a bike suit in the middle. I skeeved her once, and we're having typewriter issues. A lot of wanting to.
Is that the decoy not moving or keeping the rabbit alive?
Well, he moves.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He moves, but she just went from the back of the arm straight up to his
I
hand.
skeeved her, and she got me in the stomach.
Was your hands up?
Yeah, well, she got me in the stomach, and then I went down to grab her collar to try to bring her into me, and
Okay.
then she re-engaged in real low. So I had him take her off, and then he posted, and I presented the back of my arm, and we worked out a little bit. She was more comfortable on that. I think the environmental on the slick floor was part of it.
We may want to consider back tying her on the barbecue. Because when they lose the bite, they go for a ride. Of course, we're not going to stretch her all the way out to where she's hurting herself when she starts the typewriter.
So Gary, when you're being the decoy, you're kind of like yelling and screaming, pretending like you're what a bad guy would be doing.
I'm just acting, yeah, trying to simulate what a bad guy would do, and it's just another form of pressure, loud noise.
Loud noise.
Everything we do here just gives them affirmation that they can fight through loud noises. It doesn't matter. Fight through getting kicked, hit, and whatnot.
Have you guys ever got like a boombox, made a lot of music noise, that kind of stuff during your training?
No?
It's a good idea, though.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt to try it.
Like if you're in a concert venue or something.
Or a sensory deprivation training for the dog. You know how we'll go through a sensory deprivation, flashing lights, narrowing hallways,
Yeah? You good idea?
carpet tiles, wood, carpet.
Who's that? For a
It's a back tie.
humpback whale?
Dude, that's a back tie for a rhinoceros.
Now, what's a back tie?
What a back tie will do, when we say typewritering,
Yeah.
the dog is on the bike and it's moving up and down,
Okay.
re-engaging, and that's not what we're training our dogs to do. We're training our dogs to bite, and the only time they should readjust or bite is to get a deeper mouth bite. And if you have them up on the back tie, on a harness on the dog, when they start that typewritering, as soon as they open their mouth, that harness pulls them, or the back tie pulls them off the bite, which really ticks them off where they don't want to lose the bite again. It makes them drive in deeper and hold that bite, the initial bite. So we don't care where the dog bites on the street. We just want the dog to bite and hold it.
Okay. Now it's Kuno's turn.
Steal. 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 Bang them.
Oh, I'd stick my head in there. There's a camera right there.
Just don't wander like that.
I'll stay beside.
I'm gonna assume here. Here. Hey.
I'll take the bike over you.
That's what I love about you, man.
Hmm?
That's what I love about you.
Uh-oh. Hey, Rico, when you're watching Kuno, see if you can pick up a difference.
Rico?
Rios? Rio. Did I say Rios or Rico?
You said Rico.
I'm gonna say he's under the stage.
Find him, buddy. That's not what I wanted. Here. Here. Come on. Here.
So really, what we got going on here
Good, yeah, here.
is hide and seek.
Yes.
Canine hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just think how long we've been in here. How long would it take a squad size element to clear this structure without a dog? Right. Room to room to room to room. Right.
So we kind of want to stay back. We don't want the dog coming at us.
Right. You want a squad would be behind Gary and Kuno. They wouldn't really be up on them. They'd be back far enough that they're not interfering with what Gary's doing. And again, I fell in love with her, so.
She's a good dog, man.
I ain't gonna complain. She's got a live bite, which both you and I didn't think was gonna happen
I didn't think it would happen.
as quick as it did.
I didn't think it would happen as quick as it did, to be honest with you. So, R2D2 radio style.
Oh, good boy. Good stealing him.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, enough.
That's a good man. Oh, yes. Oh, you're tired, huh?
Look at him revved
We
up.
searched every inch.
Look at him
of this.
revved
That's what
up
I
in the
wanted.
back.
That's what I wanted. Yes, good. Right at the very end when we think it's the blank.
Yeah, look at his legs
It
going.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Good.
He'll stay, theoretically speaking, he'll stay on that bike until he dies.
Oh, good. Yes.
Hey, he is driving so much better. I know he's pulling there, but primarily he's driving into him.
Good. Oh, good.
Ideally, what you want.
Oh, good. I'll pick him up on those.
Hey, driving into the bad guy
Yeah.
instead of you want him to drive, push, 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 push.
Yes, good stuff.
You don't really want him backing and tugging.
Yeah,
Good. Yes,
yes,
sir.
good man.
So they don't get a treat when they catch the bad guy?
That is retreat.
Oh, that is the
They
treat.
So
prefer.
dual purpose on this one for the dog and one for the handler. My guess was he was, because I laid some articles down into the bathroom. He was gonna follow the dog into the bathroom. I was gonna come in behind him and attack him. He stopped, brought his dog back to each door bottom before advancing.
That's why I
And as
want.
soon as he scanned that door bottom, dog alerted, he backed up and then presented.
That's why I want Gary to do the tackle considerations.
That was good. A young handler would have just followed his dog into that bathroom. All right, let's check this bathroom. There's articles here.
And that's
Your
something
suspect
else
comes in
in
behind you and
training.
nukes you.
What we're doing too
Sounds
is
good.
instead of checking the box training, we're doing a lot more scenario based.
Right.
You know, mine is, hey, somebody just broke into the building, clear it. But stuff like that, we do a lot more of.
All right, everybody. That's just a day in the training with canine officers here. And where are we at anyway?
Hopkinsville.
Hopkinsville.
Boy, where do you work?
And it's just been a great time. Just wanted to thank Rico. Thanks, man.
Man, glad to have you here.
Hanging out with you guys. Tim.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And Justin, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Tim.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me out here today. Guys, be sure and like, share, and subscribe. This is Idaho Fabricator. I'll see you next time.